not sure whether I should do the intro again. I'll just do it again anyway in case this comes at the front.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Chapman. And today, I've already done this intro once. You might hear it again later in the thing because we're actually at the live IMAX Mandalorian and Grogu preview. So if you're hearing this, we've already recorded it. Because we did it first, hopefully, because we just saw the footage. We wanted to get it fresh, and then we thought we'd do the Maul thing afterwards. Because we've already seen that. But this is not how we typically record our podcast, Catherine. We're face to face. We can
touch fingers,
touching hands, touching fingers. So it's always nice to pod in person. And this is pretty good surrounds. We're in an IMAX lobby at a nice little table. There's literally an R2-D2 and a Boba Fett and moving around in front of us.
Yeah, we're in a Star Wars. What a day.
What a day.
Happy May the 4th.
What, people in my world, and I'm sure the same for you, know that, I got a few May the 4th messages, and I'm even at my new job. I haven't been there long, and I was getting some May the 4th.
Yeah.
And it was quite nice to go, well, I'm going to a special Star Wars event today, when we got some special treatment to go see the Mando and Grogu preview. And we won't fall down the rabbit hole and start talking about it again, because it's on this podcast. It will be after this, but we did spoil it, so we don't want to... if you don't want to hear that. We didn't spoil it in too much detail, but we definitely talked about what we saw.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to see it, you're going to wait till the movie. You want to go at the end, but you want to know what we think about Maul, we'll do that. But Maul dropped early today on a May the 4th miracle, which was it must have known that I needed time to watch it early so I could get here in time.
Although I think I had the most ideal viewing experience. I downloaded it onto my iPad and watched it on the train coming in.
Well, you love Star Wars and you love trains, so
Yes.
I see that that's just the perfect combination for you to watch something like that. But look, it's like those jokes, when the people go like, "Oh, I'm watching Interstellar the way Chris Nolan intended on a Tamagotchi or whatever, or it is, or So you watched Maul on an iPad. Well, iPad's pretty good.
Yeah.
I assume you'd be on your phone, so at least.
No, I couldn't do that to myself.
I watched it in my lunch break at work because I was working from home. So luckily I managed to just sort of go, right, I've got an hour. I'll put it on. I'll heat up some lunch and I'll just sit there and I'll get through it, which was because I knew that I'd be traveling. And then I thought, because we knew we were seeing each other tonight for this thing. I'm going, if we've got time, it will mean that we can record tonight. We don't have to either record tomorrow because we've got other things on. And we don't have to go home to our respective homes and then watch it, or even just try to record then.
Yeah.
It would just be too much of a pain down. So it was too perfect.
Yes.
But we did have to do some wrangling.
I did have to walk through the streets of Melbourne with an iPad watching Mandalorian.
You just had the screen up at your face like this, kind of walking around. Can't talk right now. I'm too busy watching Darth Maul.
Standing on the escalators of Parliament Station, which if you know Parliament Station escalators...
Oh, yeah. Well, they're long.
They're long.
So you could have got through the whole second episode on those escalators.
They're a bit precarious. It was cool.
It was good.
It was cool.
And they did the thing.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I think they're going to do it, but I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. But effectively, we'll just backtrack slightly. Maul's got to get off planet. Crimson Dawn have got in touch. Not Paul Bettany's voice, though.
Okay. See, I was trying to get through it. I skipped credits.
Oh, did you? Well, I actually, to be honest, I haven't actually looked. It just didn't sound like Paul. It sounded like another voice. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm being corrected, but it didn't sound like him. But he's basically saying, "Hey, Maul, I want to be top dog. Would you consider? I hear you're in a bit of trouble. I'll get you off planet, but you got to kill my boss for me, and I'll take the bad move." Bringing Maul into the fold, really.
Maul's gonna get ya, as we know. So it was for Dryden Voss to take over, but somehow, as we know from Solo, that hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah.
Unless he's thinking that Maul will just be, I just want to be boss, but I don't really want to do any of the work.
Yeah.
And Dryden Voss is like, well, I can kind of effectively be boss. I've just got to answer to Maul, who probably just doesn't really want to do much. He just wants to be the big boss. Maybe this other guy is too involved in his stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is 10 years before Solo.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot of water under the bridge to go before then.
Yeah, so somehow in those 10 years they have somewhat successful partnership.
Yeah, and it might be Dryden Boss actually is top dog for 5 years, and then Maul's finally like, you know what?
Yeah.
I want, you've got this thing into shape. Now I want in,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. But Maul's a bit like, well, I'm out of options here.
Yeah.
Let's get the crew off planet. But before we go,
We got to get my new...
favorite girl, gotta get Devon.
Yep. Got to get Devon. And, okay, the rest can come as well.
Yeah, I guess. But so he does this kind of like dream infiltration thing. So what's that all about?
Yeah, that they've got a connection. He somehow, dropped a message.
It seems like it was implied. Master Doki was kind of implying that you've opened a connection. Normally, he wouldn't be able to infiltrate your mind.
Yeah.
And you've opened up a door somewhere. Obviously, when they've spent time together, that you're willing to listen or open some kind of force.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, when the old-timey phones, when they put the plugs in the thing, like you call operator and you're like, number 54, please, and they put it through.
I would also suspect that while she's sleeping, defences are a little bit more down.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier to infiltrate. But yeah.
But it feels like they're obviously trained to block stuff
Yeah.
out, and she's consciously brought
Yeah.
that barrier down.
That at some point when they were fighting side by side, they linked or something. So yeah, you just have to bring the connection up again.
Yeah. But it wasn't like he was going, like, Devon, meet me at the... Like, he kind of implanted a vision of a location in her mind.
Yeah.
And...
that Lawson conveniently recognised.
Yeah. That's why he's the best damn cop on the planet, Catherine, because he knows... He knows, what the deal is. And, yeah. So effectively they're like, all right, well, this is where they're going to be. Let's go there. Let's go hear them out. And they sort of basically have an uneasy alliance. They're a bit like, all right, Brandon knows the way out to how to get out of the city without getting spotted, and you guys have got the ship. So I guess we're going to have to work together.
Yep. That's an alliance, not a friendship.
Yep. Got to say, for a group of people trying to sneak out, not a great job of it.
No. And Two Boots, love you, mate, but you're distinctive.
Yeah.
Could they paint him another colour?
But they basically, because he kind of goes, all right, there's a power plant on the fringes of town, and it's got there's a way out through there. Rand's a bit like, I'm not going to tell you all the details because I don't want you to F me over, but basically this is where you're going. And they get to the entrance, and there's like a dozen stormtroopers out the front.
Yeah.
And they're a bit just like, well, we've got to go, so we're just going to go in there and cause a massive ruckus. I kind of feel like you got 3 force wielders, force chokes maybe, like doing the little distractees, kind of rather than a big firefight, and then blowing up a chicken walker.
Yeah, it felt like it maybe could have been quieter, but again, it was more just cleaning house.
Yeah,
absolutely cleaning house.
But they do that and they get in, but then the bloody, Inquisitors just look across the thing and see all this smoke going like, gee, I wonder who that could be.
And it's interesting, throughout the entire episode, they're sort of on their tail, and not always with, clues like that, almost like, bloodhounds following the scent of force users or something.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, they kind of get to the power plant, and they've gone in, they've gotten inside, they've gone down the tunnel, they've gotten pretty much out of the city. There's sort of like a tunnel system underneath, and the Inquisitors show up, and it's like, okay, well, they've been here, they've cleaned house, and they just do that thing where they kind of walk across a floor, and they go, I can feel something here.
A disturbance in the force. Nah, they went that way.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to call it in.
Call it in to the big boss.
So, we talked about this when it started, and we're a bit like, Dave's not going to be able to help himself. He's going to do it. It's going to happen.
But
how's this going to go?
Maul is a massive problem for the Emperor.
I think there's a bigger... Yeah, I think he's a bigger problem than Jedi Knights, really, at least for the Emperor.
Because he's got too much information.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not surprised that they've called in Vader. And I've got to say, I was pretty excited when he turned up.
Yeah.
And the thing I actually really liked, and I don't know what you think about this, he doesn't talk for the whole thing. He doesn't say a single word.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I would have been distracted by,
Being on the train.
Being on the train.
No, because I was kind of because I was like, oh, well, in the first, because that's sort of the sting of the first episode, at the end of the episode 9 or whatever. It's like you hear the breathing, he's kind of coming through the mist, and it's like, oh crap, it's Vader.
Yeah.
He's here. So I wasn't really expecting him to talk in that, but then all throughout the second episode, he doesn't. So, and now they've got the James Earl Jones 2000 voice modulator. He's signed off his voice, so they can. It's not like they can't put it in, but I think it worked better because he was like, well,
a silent villain, a silent, just slow moving dread.
Yep.
Which is what he is. I think is far scarier.
And he did come off really scary, and it was kind of interesting because Maul's a bit just like, what are you? Because I guess Vader's only a year in or something probably at this point, and he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know it's Anakin Skywalker. Obviously,
no.
He doesn't know. He's been off the. He probably knew about Count Dooku, but he wouldn't know about any of this.
No, because I was trying to think. In Phantom Menace, he briefly saw little Anakin when they were going back to the ship, but he wouldn't know.
Do they interact in Clone Wars though? This is one of those things where I'm like, do I need to go back? And this feels like a question for someone like, well, obviously Alex and Molly, but even someone like Ben Hart would probably know that question, or other Star Warsy people. I'm sure you could just probably Google it. Well, Ahsoka knows him, has met him before.
Yeah. Okay.
So there must be some history.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean but that was Anakin Skywalker, not Darth Vader. And I think as far as Star Warsy things goes, he probably gives off a different smell or something now. He's like a different, Anakin Skywalker
vibe.
doesn't exist. I'm not going to get the same vibe by just being in his presence. So he's just kind of like, what the hell is this? Like he even goes like, this isn't an Inquisitor. This is like something worse.
Yeah, this is something new. This is not an Inquisitor. So he was like immediately, ooh, crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jedi Master
Doki.
I
can't believe I'm getting it right now.
I know. He was like, oh no, this is dangerous. This is big, and he was fighting side by side.
Yeah.
With Maul. He
so
was like
Maul and Devon and Doki basically all and then the other Inquisitors turn up. So it's basically like a 3-on-3.
Yeah.
But Vader is, and it's quite good because they're very true to the way Vader moves. He's not flipping and jumping and thinking. He's just very precise with his, movements.
Very deliberate. Using the Force to like bring down walls and roofs to just
And it's good because they're obviously like a Jedi Master, a very competent Padawan, and a former Sith Lord. Like they're given a good shake.
Yeah.
It's not like there is some.
Yeah.
There is a bit of front and back. They are sort of keeping him back.
Yeah.
To a degree, but also they've got 2 other Inquisitors jumping around and flipping and jumping and helicoptering and.
Did they helicopter?
Oh, maybe not the helicopter,
No.
but they did the sort of the thing, but not the
and
other.
they killed my boy.
The shithead droid died, yes, and he was mad too.
Oh yeah.
He's like my only friend.
Yeah.
My pet.
Yeah, I will have my revenge.
He did not like that.
No.
And I felt a little bad for the shithead droid.
Yeah, because he'd been loyal to Maul. Like, he loved him. And, he just got sliced.
There was quite a good sequence which you kind of missed where they've got to get over this sort of acid pit thing that they're jumping over, which was quite cool. They kind of got blocked and they could only take a few people over at a time. And that was, they lost a few Mandalorians and they lost, some of the Night Brothers.
Yeah.
And
that's when I noticed, those Mandos don't have jetpacks. I hadn't noticed that before, that they hadn't.
They weren't cool enough. They were just some also-rans.
Yeah. No jetpacks, which would have come in handy.
Probably would have been pretty helpful right about now.
Yeah, because there was very limited on how to get across the acid river.
Real acid? The goggles do nothing. My eyes, the goggles do nothing. We're sort of jumping around, obviously. But, and they get through... And it was sort of like these ruins and things, and they're kind of, And then Two Boots and, is it Lottie and Riley kind of break off.
Yeah.
Manage to sort of get away from the fighting and
Yeah, they're waiting. They're trying to find the
rendezvous point. Yeah.
Yeah, but they encounter more stormtroopers and other ships.
Riley just gets a gun.
Yep.
Although he only gets to stun people. You notice that he's only
Yeah. They have him using the stun setting, so they haven't had him crossing the line to kill a person yet. But if we see him in second season, I just wonder.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting, just given that we know that there is a second season, and it's sort of when we sort of spoke about it coming into this, knowing that there was a second season. I think it landed. I mean, it didn't happen exactly how we thought, but it kind of landed in the place where we thought it would probably end. And we'll get to that in a second, obviously. But so it's really just sort of there's this sort of extended sequence of fighting off Vader. Maul's kind of getting hit more and more and more, sort of struggling to get through. The funny thing was that, we were talking about last week when he does that little like spinny move thing. When he jumps out. When he jumped away from the quizzes the first time and he did the twirl.
Oh, yeah.
Watching the recap, it's the same noise that Palpatine does. When he's like, I am the Senate, and he does it's the same move.
Oh.
That's the move. And I didn't realize it, but it has when I watched it on the recap, he goes, brrr, like it's the same like howling spin.
But it is now. Yeah, because I also skipped the recap. Train.
Minutes were precious.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where, because we were like, what is the point of this? Like, what that was what it was. I mean, I didn't know why he had to use that to escape particularly, but that was the same.
Yeah, the
move.
same. Oh, okay.
So it just occurred to me. So yeah, there's a lot of like sort of back and forth. I thought Marek was going to eat it in this, but he doesn't. He kind of gets kicked down a hole.
So we're not quite sure because we haven't seen a body, but he was definitely out of the fight for the remainder of the episode after Jedi Master D chucked him down
the hole. Yeah. So there's sort of moments where they kind of, they start to get separated. Devin is sort of fighting the other Inquisitor, and it's Maul and Doki fighting Vader.
Yeah.
And then Maul, the little shithead. It's just when you start to feel like, he's not such a bad guy.
Yeah.
He basically shoves Doki into the fight and offers him up.
Yep. While he goes to Devin, who is in trouble, but he's like, nah, I'm going to save Devin because that's my
But I think
apprentice.
he force pushes Doki. He kind of pushes him off, so he's at a disadvantage, basically.
Yeah, he definitely goes, nah, this is all you.
Get in there, buddy.
Yep.
You got this.
And yeah.
And poor, I mean, it was. We kind of knew it was coming. I didn't think it was at the hands of Vader. I mean, it's a pretty noble way to go, I suppose, if you're going to go.
But also, when you think about it, because he goes, Devin feels it, and so her hatred is building for Vader and the Empire, which of course Maul can use.
Yeah, and then
does.
we kind of said the Doki dying would be the thing that kind of tip her over the edge, which could have did, and it was done quite well. She sees it happen. She starts to take it out on the Inquisitor. She loses her saber, and Maul's like, "Oh well, I've got a spare red saber here if you want that, little buddy."
Old pal.
And she sort of channels that and basically nearly gets the Inquisitor, basically forces the Inquisitor to retreat.
Yeah. And she definitely is harnessing into her anger, because this is the thing when... So in the little bit that I was, after watching it to getting here, all of 1 minute, she was in her grief and in her anger about the death of her master, but she was in the heat of a fight at that moment in time, so she couldn't center herself, she couldn't calm herself. It was just at her fingertips, that anger. Yeah,
and here's the tool to use it, so go for
bang, she's in it, she was using it, she felt the power of the dark side.
Yep. She's like, ooh, this feels pretty good. I'm gonna channel this. Well, it wasn't even it feels good. Like, this feels like righteous, almost like this. This is the tool I need to to finish the job. So, but while this is all sort of going on, Dryden Voss's ship's turned up, and the Empire's, there's a whole bunch of the Empire there as well, and there's sort of a firefight, and the best damn cop in the universe gets the big gun, and he basically has to try and sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
And no body, no crime though. He goes off into the mist. I don't think he took a few hits, but I don't think he's done.
He took a number of hits, but you're right. We've learnt no
In
body.
Star Wars, no body, no crime.
Even if you're cut in half sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably definitely been captured.
Yep.
And that might be a good impetus of like they find out that he's captured and he's, Riley's like, we got to go back and get Dad. And Maul's like, all right, here's a good test for you. Get out there and clean house on the Empire.
Now, I got a little bit distracted because the youth on the train next to me, he was looking for a charger for his phone, like going through his bag. So I went, here you go, mate.
Community service while you're multitasking.
Did Maul basically tell Devon that Sidious is the one who took out, is the Emperor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's not public knowledge.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, because he sort of gets, because they get onto the ship and stuff, and then it's sort of, she's quite upset. But he's just like, that's who trained me. He's kind of responsible for all this. He's responsible for that creature that came out and killed your master. And I'm pretty sure I'd have to go back and rewatch again, but
I've got it downloaded on my iPad.
Yeah, you watch it again on the way home, and then we won't be uploaded by the time you get home. But so it all sort of comes to a head in a sort of a cascades in a sort of a lovely way, really. We sort of knew that we knew that it was going to go that way. We knew that she'd turn. But I think it's quite interesting because I think, she's embraced the dark side, but I don't think she's, I think that she'll still function kind of like herself, and it'll be like, okay, now you can start using this. It's a slow build. Like, it's not just like all of a sudden she's like Anakin and she's just like, like I'm in. I feel like it's he's going to.
She's accessed it now. So it'll be easier to unlock the door. Like, Maul will,
But there's no reason that she may come back. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it might be the second season, a journey of going down this path.
Yeah.
But then maybe even ultimately rejecting it and just being like, I don't want to do that or whatever I want, and
Maul can't let her live.
Mark,
then.
yeah, exactly, and that almost makes it interesting thing as well, where it's just like, oh, okay, well now you know too much, and I offered you this, and you gave me,
Yeah. It was cool.
It was cool. It was very cool. I'm just trying to think. I was waiting for. There was no little sting at the ends. There was no sort of,
No.
There was no little denouement. But I sort of thought it sort of ended at the right, the right point anyway.
Yeah, yeah, definitely a good cliffhanger. Because even with Riley, you're sort of going, oh, is he now filled with anger towards the Empire?
Well, he was like drop him off at his mum's place as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, that's not going to go down very well.
No.
Whatever, Mum. You thought teenagers were difficult before.
Yeah, they killed my dad, and you work for them.
I think he's all right.
Yeah.
I think he's all right. Right. Well, what a day, huh? Oh. What a May the 4th. It's all gone very quiet here. It was absolutely chaotic when we started this. There was people everywhere. And I think the 7:30 screening of the Michael Jackson movie's on. So they're all just... They don't even where do they check tickets and stuff here?
I don't know.
We could have just walked down and sat in the IMAX theatre thing. Not that we will, because we're honest people. But
yeah, I feel very weird because there's no one else here.
I know, it's completely empty. It was absolutely buzzing with people before. And there was R2 units flying around. Chopper was here, and there was Boba Fett and all sorts of things, and now we're like literally in an empty thing. Yeah. Like the Disney staff have gone. We've got our posters.
Yep.
Well, I guess I think what else is there to say, really? I think maybe what we'll do is we might do a series wrap or something maybe in a week or two. We might get Maul on.
Yeah.
And once he's watched it all, and we'll pick it up from here. But I think
post celebration tickets.
post-celebration tickets, yeah. So maybe we'll do a status maybe next week or the week after. We'll wrap up the series as a whole. We'll get Maul on. We'll talk about our celebration ticket experience for good or bad, whatever that ends up being. Hopefully for good. And, we'll just put a cap on a really good Star Wars day.
Yeah. Excellent.
So thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Josh.
And may the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Chapman. And today, oh man, we do the coolest stuff at this podcast all the time. We are at the IMAX Theatre in Melbourne, and we are the first people in the world who have seen the first 25 minutes of The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, I think that's legitimate because I think the special people who saw the CinemaCon stuff didn't see as much as we did, but I've got to get some confirmation. I'll ask around. But we have got the Maul review going. We're probably going to do the Maul review after this because we've just seen the footage. We want to talk about it. And we've got special guest. We've got regular guest. We'll start off with Catherine. Hello, Catherine. How you doing?
I'm a Star Wars.
You're a Star Wars. You've done a Star Wars.
Yep.
You've seen a Star Wars. Love it. And the head honcho himself making his triumphant return at the podcast, the man who made it all happen for us today, Luke Sword. How's it going, buddy?
I am wonderful. Thank you guys for having me on.
Is this the most high-profile media event that you've done today?
Actually, probably. Most of it's been on the phone other than this, so this is in person. It's fun.
So, yeah, we just sort of sat down. You said, oh, look, I've been talking to this radio station. I've been talking to this radio station. This is the perks of the job, isn't it? You slave away in the fan club in the background and the fun things happen.
But yeah, you do get the benefits in the end. Yeah, like the reward does, pay off eventually. And you get some invites to some cool stuff like tonight.
This has been very cool. Well, Catherine and I we did a little video pop for the whatever it is, the Disney Australia Instagram. So we'll probably have a bit where we get, there'll be 1 second of us where we go, exciting, and then they'll cut.
Exciting or amazing or wow.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Adorable. Yeah, the lady was like, can you say Grogu's adorable? Catherine was happy to oblige.
Yes.
Which he definitely was in that. Yes.
Oh.
So, yeah, we just got to see the first, we reckon 20 minutes, 25?
I reckon it was probably close to half an hour. There was a moment there where I thought they were going to stop it, and then it just kept going. It was like, oh, cool.
I thought
a few moments
like the
there.
hyperspace moment that was in there. And it's like, oh, they're going to stop.
I thought that they were going to show the whole movie for a second. I'm going, are we going to get to see the whole movie? Is this like a total, you get to see the movie? And then, no. But,
Because, it felt longer than what I had in my head. And,
definitely. And
there were definitely a few moments in there I'm like, oh, you're going to stop now. Oh, this feels like a natural. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Keeping on going.
Now, we'll get into it. So if you haven't, I think what we'll do is I'll probably edit this so this happens at the end of the podcast so you can listen to the Maul review. And then if you don't want to know what happens in the thing, we'll stick at the end. So we're just going to talk because we've seen it. But you'll probably hear this at the end even though we're recording it first.
And I think, we'll probably be moderately vague anyway.
Yeah, we won't go into too many details. No. But I don't think... a lot of stuff it followed a lot of stuff that was in the trailer.
I agree with that. I don't think we saw any new content. We sort of extended content from what we've seen in the trailer. So it's sort of blended from that. So I think from what we saw, I wouldn't be saying it's spoilers.
No, I wouldn't say so. I guess it's the order of things that happen, but it moves at a clip. So it sort of starts on the snowy planet with the Imperial Warlord.
And I think everyone was sort of thinking that because we saw bits of that at Japan Celebration.
Yep.
So, we've...
The first bit there. So, now, am I dumb? Now, I might be dumb. It never occurred to me that that's what snowtroopers have under their little bib.
Well, supposedly that's new.
Is that new?
So
because...
one of the cosplayers in our group, that's Tom from Tomfoolery Cosplay, he's the one that's running around in that cosplay tonight. He got it built specifically for this event.
Right.
They saw it from the trailers and they're like, we got to do this. The sheet that normally goes over the front does not actually fit on that mask. So there is some sort of modification they'd have to do to make it work. But supposedly that's how it is.
Behind the curtains. Because they sort of had these snowtroopers. I'm going, oh, this is interesting, new snowtroopers. And then there was a scene where they go into action. They put their little hanky over their faces.
Yep.
And... and then we saw it. So, we sort of see Mando cleaning house. This Imperial Warlord's trying to shake down some locals. And Mando comes in and sort of just works his way through the crowd. And then It's a little bit like he's a bit like Batman at the start, isn't he?
It is almost like I don't know if everyone's played like the Arkham games. It's like just one after the other. It's like almost like choreographed.
Yeah, picking him off from the shadows, using his grappling hook, Catherine.
Was there some? Yeah, it was definitely some grappling hook action and sort of spatial awareness all the time. Like you're right, Batman. Oh no, he's coming. He's coming.
Yeah.
But how's he got spatial awareness with that helmet though? Like literally, he's just got a T-visor. He can't see much.
Oh, have you ever? I'm sure you have. Like every time I put like a Star Wars helmet on, just like somebody's got one, after about 30 seconds, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. Yep. I don't think I need this thing on my head anymore.
Oh, exactly.
It's too much. Yeah. So again, we went into too much details, but there is basically the Warlord starts a chase sequence. It goes outside. Some AT-ATs or some AT-ATs.
AT-ATs.
I'm an AT-AT person. Are you an AT-AT man, Luke, or an AT-AT?
AT-AT.
Really?
I'm an AT-AT.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
How do you pronounce the ATST then?
ATST.
So why is it an AT-AT and an ATST?
Because one's an AT-AT, one's an ATST.
That doesn't matter. It's like
It's true. Look, we're not all about logic in this place.
Well, we just call it the chicken walker, right?
Yeah.
Just go with the
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 chicken
fun
walker.
name.
Yeah. So it's quite a great sequence of a couple of AT-ATs, AT-ATs being involved in there, and we get to see sort of inside, which I thought was quite cool.
Yeah.
Which is cool because on screen you've never seen that before.
No.
Like that I can recall of. Maybe.
No, we've only ever really seen like the cockpit.
Yeah.
With General Veers and Chewie.
Yep.
But to see the more of it was cool.
Yeah, it was very exciting. And he sort of he seemed pretty, nothing was really bothering him. He didn't seem to be too perturbed by the opposition. He seemed to be able to come through with a minimal amount of resistance. But I suppose you do that early in a film to, give him a hard time later on.
Yeah, this is the warm-up round for it.
This is all in a day's work, really, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, I do this every weekend,
Yeah. So they kind of have this big sequence with the AT-ATs. It's quite exciting. That sort of resolved itself. They fly off, and then like the Mandalorian and Grogu logo comes up, and I'm like, oh, wasn't that fun? Like that was cool. We got a sneak peek of the movie. Way to go.
Yeah, we all clapped.
Yeah, and then it just kind of kept going because I'd never seen in a Star Wars. It had like a proper credits sequence.
It had a proper like at the start of a film with actors' names and stuff beforehand. Which we knew that they were going to have credits in there, and they were recognising all of the people that are under the suit, not just Pedro Pascal, which is really, really good. We saw the other names after Pedro Pascal, all the people involved in making Mando happen, which is good.
Yep.
But they didn't give a lot of other names away. Only the people we already knew was going to be in it.
So do you think it's a fudged credit sequence?
I don't think it's a fudge. I think that's exactly what you're going to see. And then at the end, they'll get with special appearances by A, B, C, and D going forward. So there's already a lot of rumours going around, and supposedly some stills from some other characters that weren't in that credit sequence. Okay. We don't know that. We'll don't keep that on the down low. But it's quite funny because wasn't George Lucas kicked out of the Directors Guild because he refused to put a credit sequence at the start of Star? Wasn't that like a bugbear where he was like, you can take your Directors Guild and stick it because I'm not putting credit sequence at the start of my movie? Johnny Favs is like, I'll do it. Which, I don't know, it felt more of a, like, the way that sort of transition, it felt very 80s-esque in the way it sort of transitioned. It was very Top Gun. Very Top Gun, very sort of that era of sort of, you got your planes, you got your base. Yeah, the sequence is sort of, going back to the Rebel, which is the one that's in The Mandalorian, people know the base. And there's sort of a sequence of them landing, and there's dudes working on ships. And did we all notice the ship that they came in on? Yeah. U-Wing? Yeah, the Rogue One head over here in the corner. Yep. That wasn't R2 getting lowered into that X-Wing, though, was it? There was like a burgundy-coloured one, there was like a orangey-coloured one in there, and I think there was like a brown one I saw. Yeah, because I'm looking going like, surely that's not, they haven't put R2 in and we saw some BDX droids, like the ones that are walking around Disneyland. Did you see them following R5, though? R5 was there. Yes. R5 was leading all those BDX droids. He gets around that droid. Speaking of, an R2-D2 is just riding... is just moving around in front of us right now. That's the kind of evening it is, really. And we haven't mentioned that Zeb is in this quite a lot.
More than he was in Mando for about 30 seconds last time, but they've got a bit more money this time, so...
They're spending the money on the CGI.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was looking good.
Yep.
Looking good.
Grogu's looking amazing. His
Yeah.
little legs.
Yes.
He's doing some little, like, shuffles along the thing.
Yeah.
And there were some very cute moments there, that's probably like the spoilery things we're not going to talk about, right? The
Yeah.
cute things that he was doing.
Yeah.
Like hey, Daddy.
And
you
it's,
know.
it's a very fine line to walk the cuteness level with Grogu, because you want the cuteness, but you don't want to overdo the cuteness. But I think they walked the line quite well.
Oh, definitely.
And and I kind of assumed that would be the end. But then all of a sudden the scene kicks on, and we get the queen of sci-fi herself, Sigourney Weaver. We got a whole scene with Sigourney, and
Yeah. I hope it's not the only scene we have of her. Like,
I'm
come
sure
on.
she's back, because her Black Series figure, which is out,
Yes.
has got her in the flight suit. In the
we
X-Wing
haven't seen it in
flight
a
suit.
flight
So we haven't
suit
seen
yet,
that yet. And so she's sort of there to keep the plot along. We won't go into details of exactly what the plot is, but but she basically says, "Hey, got a little present for you. It's a new car."
It's all nice and shiny as well.
So if anybody's wondering how Mandalorian gets his Razor Crest, it's basically just sitting there. They say they got it. I mean, it's kind of just conveniently written into the plot, isn't it, really?
Yeah. They acquired it from someone's collection.
From like their classic car collection.
Yeah.
Collection.
Yeah, has it got
So-
vintage plates on it? Collector's plates?
So they took out Jay Leno and took his collection.
The same thing. I was like, where's this Jay Leno comment? Is he going to appear in there as well?
It's
Just
like, you took my
"He
Razor
stole
Crest.
stole my ships."
Stole my Razor Crest. Yeah. So we're sort of, everything is old is new again. So he's got this sort of fancy new car, and the mission is sort of like, well, in order to move the plot over, you need to go engage with the Hutts, which we've seen in the trailers again. And I kind of thought, well, they'll take off and they'll fly off into the sky, and it'll say, "Coming soon, come and see the rest of the Mandalorian." But no, Luke, we kept going.
More. We got more, and we got to see Hutts in their natural environment,
Who are gross.
which is definitely a how would you say, an experience.
Oh, yeah.
They were
yeah.
gross.
Gross.
Like, we saw it on IMAX, and I'm not sure exactly where you guys were sitting, but I was quite up the front.
Yeah, we saw where you were. We were a few rows back, but probably
Yeah.
close enough to see the...
Wow.
See the seams.
It was detailed.
Yep.
And even I think on any cinema screen, this is going to be a wow moment or woe moment for most people.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, cool. We've seen that now. Let's never see it again.
This is what they're getting up to in their spare time.
Exactly.
The Hutts.
Back at home on Nal Hutta.
And the crazy thing was, it's like those twins, like in like when they're in Book of Boba Fett, you're kind of going, oh, they're a bit gross, these two. They're a bit icky. They're kind of the least icky of the...
Yeah. Well, they even took it up a little bit level in this as well. And I think they did a really good job replicating those two, because we don't see them get killed off or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like they just, march back home sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they're, I think they're better well done on this big screen.
Do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I have seen a bit of it, yes.
There's a very specific reference I don't know. Have you seen it, Catherine? Do you know who
Yep.
the O'Poyle family is in that? Okay. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Who are just like
Oh, boy.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's the reference for the Hutts. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, when you see that, look up some clips. Maybe don't look up some clips. But yeah. So they basically bring the plot up and they go, hey, we need to get Rod of the Hutt, which we know is involved. And I was like, oh, great. Well, that'll be the end of that. We've seen so much.
Yep.
But no, Catherine.
No.
We kept
but
going.
Wait, there's more. We we get to then the next planet and we see just that little bit more. How much more?
About a couple more minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a few
about 5 more minutes.
We
Yeah.
get Marty Scorsese,
Yep.
Yeah.
who's the is it the Ansullen? What are they called? No, it's the same guy as the guy from Solo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the breed, but
The one with 4 arms.
Rio.
Yeah,
So
Rio
you're
Durant.
Listening to.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's the other one of those.
Sorry, I don't know whether you can all hear R2, who's an art.
Is it screaming?
They're all
arti-
having a bit of a screaming match nearby, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse it coming if it's turning up in the audio,
Yes.
but that's just the way it goes.
yeah.
That's live
the
podcasting
droids
for
are
you.
having a bit of a moment. So
They're having a Barney.
yeah, probably scared of Chopper that's over there just plotting another coup of some sort.
Yeah.
So effectively, they goes, I'm looking for Rod of the Hutt, and he goes, I know where Rod of the Hutt is, and then we get a little sequence with the bear, Rod of the Hutt
Oh, yeah.
himself. So we get into that. So I feel like they've almost burnt through all of this trailer footage.
I kind of like, I was talking to one of the guys from the club on the way out, and it's like, we haven't really seen more than what the trailers have given us. They've sort of given us an extended look of what the trailers have given us. That little tease in the trailer, and now this is the proper tease. So this tells me that they've got another 90 minutes.
Which is great also. You just go,
stuff we don't know about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited for that because what we hammered through, that's it. Beautiful. There might be one or two more scenes that are in the trailers and all that sort of jazz, but it's like...
What have they got up their sleeves?
Exactly.
And that's what we want to know. So, yeah, all in all, really exciting.
I think
the Disney crew are finished for the night. They've done their work. We're just sort of weirdly hanging around. Thank you, Disney. Woo! Put us on the guest list for the next thing. We'll happily come back to anything you invite us to anytime. There you go. You know, you got to grease the wheels, as they say.
Be nice to the mouse.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, they did look after us, which was really, really good.
Which is awesome. And yeah, we're the first to see. So hopefully we get the podcast up tonight.
Time zones.
Yes.
Hooray for the time zones.
It's not everything's about the US.
No, that's right. So, we're getting photographed just off
We're
the thing
packed.
as well. So I think what we'll do, we'll stick a pin in it there.
Yep.
And we'll pivot to Maul Shadow Lord, the finale that's on there. So Luke, you're welcome to sit in and just listen if you like. If you've got places to be, you can jump off.
I might opt out on this one because I have not seen it, although I have seen enough content on socials to kind of spoil what's going on.
All
And
good.
from what I've seen, I thoroughly love. I've seen every episode except the last couple that's just dropped today. Or was it today? When does it happen? Today?
Today.
Yeah.
I've lost track of days. But I've loved the series so far. There was some down moments, but, it's Maul. Everything to do with the lightsaber that he's on, I think, has been brilliant.
Yeah.
So some of the stories have been a bit loose. There's a lot of holes in some of the plot lines, but
Held together pretty well.
it's held together pretty well.
Now, one more question before you go.
Yes.
Celebration tickets go on sale in 2 days.
Yeah.
Are you getting up at 4 a.m. just to,
No.
You're not, mate.
No.
Do we have to go and be the celebration representatives
You
for
might
this
have
city
to be.
again?
No, there's many of our crew that are planning on going, and to be
Right.
honest with you, I would love to go, but I know it's not going to be just the $400 for the tickets
No.
and then the flights.
Trust us, it's not.
and then and then the accommodation.
Yeah.
And then it's it's 3 or 4. It's a 4-day event, so I'm expecting it to be closer to a $20,000 event just for the 4 days.
I wouldn't go that far.
No. For me, it will.
Oh,
be.
for you. Well,
Yeah.
yes. If
So-
if you got to put your money where your mouth is.
restrain myself. So, but it I know it's going to get expensive, and to be honest with you, I'd love to go. I just don't think I can justify.
Well,
it at
you've
the
got to start putting the hard word on your friends at Disney for Celebration Melbourne
moment. Oh, don't
2029.
worry. We're working on something. So with that, Star Walking, this is an exclusive to you guys, and I'm sure it'll come out. But Star Walking is planning a 50th anniversary, an event. I can't really call it a celebration because it can't be
Copyrighted.
But we'll be doing a 50th anniversary event in Melbourne next year.
Great.
For Star Wars.
Well, we'll be there.
Yes.
So
Fantastic.
we'll bring it home.
Or we'll podcast from out the front.
Come on, we'll look after you guys. We'll get you there. It's fine. So, but thank you very much for having on.
Awesome,
on
mate.
today,
It
guys.
was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to see you.
Thank you.
We're just shaking hands now live on the podcast.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Take it easy. We'll switch your mic off. Oh, yeah, take your poster with you as well.